The sensation of free will is a cornerstone of human identity, yet our choices are often guided by an unseen architecture of influence, a system of psychological levers operating just beneath conscious awareness. This architecture is not built of steel and concrete, but of cognitive biases, emotional triggers, and social norms. It is the quiet science of control. This is not the overt coercion of fiction. It is, rather, an understanding of deep-seated triggers that can bypass rational thought, leaving us vulnerable to suggestion and compliance. These principles are not obscure. They are consistent, observable phenomena, active in commerce, politics, and daily social interactions. Research into this architecture points first to the principle of authority. Stanley Milgram's studies showed that ordinary individuals would administer what they believed were lethal electric shocks to a stranger. They did this not from malice, but because a figure in a lab coat instructed them to continue. The symbol of authority creates a state where an individual no longer feels fully responsible for their actions. Responsibility is deferred upward to the expert in the room. But direct commands are not the only vector. Some of the most effective control is self-imposed. The principle of commitment and consistency describes our need to align present actions with past decisions. After a small initial commitment, the foot in the door, we feel an internal compulsion to escalate. To do otherwise creates cognitive dissonance, a state of mental discomfort. We commit further to maintain a coherent, consistent self-image. Our internal compass is often calibrated by the actions of others. Social proof is the heuristic that assumes group consensus is correct. In the Asch conformity experiments, participants would deny the clear evidence of their own senses just to align with a group's incorrect judgment. This mechanism evolved as a survival shortcut. Yet in modern information ecosystems, it can be used to propagate misinformation or generate artificial consensus. When consensus is paired with urgency, the effect is magnified. The principle of scarcity exploits our bias toward loss aversion. An object becomes psychologically more valuable as it becomes less available. Limited time, or low stock, are not just marketing terms, they are deliberate triggers. They are designed to provoke immediate action by focusing the mind on the fear of a lost opportunity, bypassing careful deliberation. A similar trigger exists in social exchange. Reciprocity is a powerful, unwritten cultural rule. A favor demands a return. An unsolicited gift creates a psychological debt, making us more susceptible to a subsequent request. This norm underpins cooperation, but it can be leveraged for unequal exchange. The felt obligation often outweighs the favor's initial value. Finally, there is the potent variable of liking. We are more easily persuaded by individuals we find relatable or trustworthy. Affinity lowers our cognitive defenses. This is often driven by the halo effect, a bias where a positive impression in one area influences feelings in another. We unconsciously assume that likable people are also more honest. These principles are interlocking components of a system. In advertising, scarcity and social proof create manufactured demand. In politics, authority figures and in-group liking consolidate belief. In their most extreme application, high control groups, all are meticulously deployed. A new authority replaces the old, escalating commitments isolate the individual, and the powerful sense of belonging cements a new worldview. Awareness of this architecture is the foundation of cognitive autonomy. It is not about resisting all influence, a social impossibility. It is the practice of metacognition, of thinking about one's own thinking. It means creating a deliberate pause between stimulus and response, a quiet space to ask, is this decision truly my own, or is it the intended product of a carefully designed system? The tools of influence are neither good nor evil. They are simply part of the human cognitive landscape. The operating system of our mind can be understood, and its most subtle processes observed from the control room. Is it better now?